Today, I want to explain you about automation.eXpress, for passion for automation. So I show you today in my story the digitalization, the transformation, digitalization to success. I split it in 5 characters. For you, important to know what is automation.eXpress, what is about. I think it's very important to know why I have that experience, what is important and what is not. Another big point are the challenges. We are not always talking about these plus points, that everything is nicey, fancy, everything's super duper. So we are speaking about the challenges, the challenges I have every day, and you have it also. Then, of course, it starts with sales. If we are speaking about digitalization, it starts with sales. We have to say that. It starts not on designing, it starts on sales. So if we are speaking about transformation, the sales has to do it. The 4th character is project management. Of course, I'll show you how we are doing with the 3D experience platform working. How is it in practice? And finally, my heaven, connecting the finance world with the 3D model with SAP. I will show you. So let's talk about automation.eXpress. A little bit of my story to understand why I'm standing on that place and telling you why it is so important. So my story is about 20 years ago. After school, I went to a special machine builder with 4 people. So we had a good boss, a good sales guy, and I was a mechanical engineer, so I was very good in CATIA V5 designing, so really good and really fast. And this company was growing. So after 2 or 3 years, we were about 40, 50, 60 people, and I was not the head of design, I was the head of project management, and so on. And the company was growing, and after that, I don't know, 10 years, we had about 400 employees. So with 400 employees, and I was the 4th or the 5th guy, I was the COO, also the Chief Operating Officer, so I was responsible for all employees, for all processes, for all infrastructure. So I was responsible more or less for the infrastructure, for soft and hardware. And it was quite hard for me, because I'm telling you, special machines building is not an easy job. But by the end of the day, we had about 5 destinations worldwide. We're a big company, and I quit my job, and I have to say, I want to make my own thing. And that is why I have a lot of experience, how it has to work in my business for special machines. And that I will show you afterwards, what are the big points. So, exactly, so I founded my own company 3 years ago. Of course, international is a very big thing. We will see afterwards. So foundation, automation.eXpress, special machine. What is so complex on that? You need a designer, of course. Without designer, you have no 3D model. This is the start of special machines. But then it starts. You need an e-designer. An e-designer is completely different to a designer. So it's like dog and cat, you know, electric and mechanic. It's different. So then after that, you have the project management. You have assemblers, you have electric assemblers. You have the same story, dog and cat, they're working different. Then you have programmers, then you have robot programmers. So you have purchase department, so you have a lot of skills, a lot of different characters. It's like a big football team, and you have to manage. And then makes it, for me, really complex to collect them together. Because by the end, everybody has a better system. The electric designer says, I have ePlan. ePlan is the best. We're using that library. The other guy, purchase department, says, SAP library, that is the best, and so on and so on. And at the end of the day, you have thousands of different things, and that will not work. So very important for that was, if I found the company, that we need a strategy, that we need one line, that we need one system, and that we need a clear vision where the company has to go. And finally, if you're doing special machines, dealing with special machines, you have one big problem. If you see that characters, you have a lot of employees. You need a lot of employees to create these machines, and that makes it, on one side, pretty nice, on one side, really hard to keep everything together. So what we are doing machines worldwide. Here you see a drilling machine for steel frames. We create this from white paper. So really, this machine is unique. Each machine of us is unique. That is called special machines. So the customer is coming to us with a request. Hey, Daniel, we have this manual job. Can you do that automatically? Can you do that with your machines? And that makes it, on the one side, if you're an engineer, very nice that you can design your own machine who is afterwards working in production. But on the other side, it makes it really complicated because you had a lot of communication, a lot of documentation. And each communication documentation is unique because this machine is only produced one time. So we are producing big machines, large machines. That is also why we are using CATIA. And here you see the different types of machines we are using. Also, what you have to know about that is, I think it's also very important if you're a special machine builder and building machines for Europe. After 5 months, the first customer is asking, can you build the same machine in the US for the US market? So it was totally clear after founded the company automation.eXpress that we need also a service service point in US. And so we have now in South Carolina, near Spartanburg, we have our service point. 2 machines are running there. So this is, for me, very important to be international. And last, one big point is if you have a lot of experts in your company, if you have a lot of passion, you need your own facility. This was, for me, very important that after some time, I need my own facility, not for me, so we need it for the team, because we want to move in our own building, and this step will be done in the next 2 weeks. We have our own building after 3 years, and that shows what is possible if everybody is pulling on the same rope. And yeah, we're really proud of that, but now we're coming to the challenges in daily business. I split the challenges in daily business in 3 categories. Category 1, or the character 1, is the process triangle. The process triangle in balance, I show you afterwards. The second one is also the scalability. So never lose the scalability in each decision you did in your job, or you're doing a job. And the third is communication. Communication fails. A very important character in my business is communication and documentation. Of course, if you're producing unique machines and afterwards somebody is asking you what happens and nobody knows, that's really, really bad. So the process triangle, it's very easy to tell. So employees, of course, are very important, and turnover is very important, of course. But we are now not talking about now HR story or a purchase order story. So we are talking about infrastructure. For infrastructure, I mean software, hardware, buildings, facility, so assets. That is very important to keep it in balance. So you cannot put a lot of purchase orders in the company with less people. You cannot hire a lot of people with less turnover, of course, but you also have to keep the balance of all 3, because you need to regulate it with the process. I think the process is very important, and there was a big chance for me where I founded the company new, that I was thinking about, okay, I need a CAD system, is the base. I need a product lifecycle management, okay, a ERP system I need. And I need one system. I need one system with no interfaces. And so I was thinking about, I was a good CATIA V5 designer, so it was for me totally clear that I have to use the 3D experience platform. And for me, it was a perfect match. It was a perfect match because you got a big toolbox where you can work with. As next, we are speaking about scalability. And it was totally clear. When I start, I need the cloud. I need the cloud because I have no IT guy in my company who is sharing the data or whatever. So everything has to be done by the Dassault system. And so it was clear that everything what I did and every decision I make should be cloud-based. So I start with one person as a single designer doing the first concept in 3D. And of course, the scalability, afterwards you hired some guys, the first designer, the first manufacturing guy, the first project leader. And so you need a system where you can easily onboard your people. You need your processes be stable, and you need an easy system. You know, you're hiring a lot of people, you have a lot of knowledge in your company because your company is 3 months, 4 months, 1 year old. So you need an easy system, and don't forget that from time to time, a lot of people will jump in the company, and they want to be easily onboarded. They want to have no interfaces, and so another big point for me why I'm using the 3D Experience platform, because there are no limits. The heaven is the only limit. And last but not least, the communication. And I put 5 communication fails in project management on the slides. But first I like is mailing, internal mails. So for example, designer A is writing to designer B what he has to do by mail. It's complete wrong. Why? Because the mail is gone. You cannot change something. If you want to share, it's difficult. So I don't understand why this is today already on site. For me, it's totally clear. Use the 3D Experience platform, share from one part to the other part easily with the 3D Experience, and everybody can jump on this conversation. So this is the next. As next, where I'm really a bit struggling, is the new people are coming in company, always having in their mind teams. Why you have no teams? You need Teams channels. We have to work with teams. No, we have not worked with teams. We have the 3D Experience platform. It's totally clear. Why? We have to put this information on the 3D data. We are working with the 3D data. We are making money with the 3D data. I don't like Microsoft. We are not making money with Microsoft. So also, it's difficult to change their mind, because there were, after 20 years, experts after 20 years has a lot of teams ideas in the brain, and that we have to kick out. So it's my favorite failed is WhatsApp. I have to tell WhatsApp is the death in project communication, because you're losing all informations. What I'm speaking here is that you're losing information, you're losing money, you're losing efficiency, you're losing people, because you don't like that the machine is not running and the information is in some WhatsApp, whatever. So WhatsApp is really bad, and there you have to find restrictions to solve it. Of course, Internet Explorer. I love the search from Internet Explorer. Have you ever tried it to find something with the Internet Explorer, with the search on the right edge? Have you ever tried it? Try it on 3D Experience. It will bring you to the heaven. Really cool. That makes a good job, the Dassault systems, with the search, I would say. But we have to keep the Internet Explorer in the past. This is nothing for the future. We need new systems. And finally, of course, it will happen all day, are the discussions without documentation. We will lose a lot of information because nothing is documented. Everybody does have an excuse, like this. And I say, at the end of the day, you're paying a lot of money for dealing with machines. And with these 5 characters or failed characters of communication, you're losing a lot of information, and you have to solve it. So let's start now with sales. I have to go on a little bit. Let's start now with sales. So what is the typical way for sales? Typical way outside of sales is doing some outlines of papers, some PowerPointing, and then the customer says, oh, nice PowerPoint, now you will get the job. And then starts the 3D model. That, I think, is the truth. But at automation.eXpress, we start with the 3D model in the early phase. The first outlines are made in the 3D experience in CATIA. Why we do that? Because with that, you win a lot of trust. The customer can see the problems, the customer can imagine how the machine is working. So that is very important why we are using the 3D model in the early phase. And I would say if we are talking about digital transformation, it has to start with sales. I would say if you have the 3D model, it's a sales upgrade. Why it's a sales upgrade? On this 3D model, you can add robot simulation. It's easier to calculate. If you calculate with a PowerPoint, I would say it's really tough job, but with a 3D model, it's much easier. And finally, you have a sales specification. So speaking about sales specification, it's much easier looking about the 3D model than reading 20 sides of written letters what the machine is doing. You're seeing it as a 3D model, so much easier. And afterwards, the performance of cloud computing. From any device, you can have a look on the 3D model. From any device, you can have a look at the 3D experience. So also that, I would say, is perfectly. And here, see how it works. The 3D model is at the customer side. A good sales guy is at the customer showing the 3D model at the customer. And they can talk to each other. They can select, in this case, the robot, can have a view on the data sheet. So you win a lot of trust. And honestly, a secret, this is why we have that effort, why we are so successful. Because we share the 3D model in the early phase and win a lot of trust. This is a secret. Do it in your company, you will have a lot of success. You see also that documentation at sales is also very important. So the sales guy is putting some information in, is documented, and you document it in one time. You need no sales system, project management system, e-plan system. You have one system, and everything is stored at the 3D model. Very important, easy communication. So let's go now on practicing. Dashboards. Dashboards is very important in the 3D experience platform. Why it is so important? The employees want to be navigated. They are no rocket scientists. They want to be navigated. So we have on the left side, we have the projects. He selects the project, and all informations are collected in the depths. So all activities are collected to the depths. So very easily for everybody to understand, machine A has all information. Here you see the bill of material of the machine. Then, of course, we have the viewer. And I think that is very important. And that is also, I think, we are now 2024. It's very important that everybody has this information. Because in the past, only the designers and project management has this information. In our case, in our company, 50 people has the access to this and bringing their information in the 3D experience platform. It's a huge money. 15 licenses, you pay a lot, but by the end of the day, you save a lot of money because of losing information. Here also we're using the project chat, so all informations we are putting in the system. Then document management, we are also using it, so all data sheets from all libraries are selected. Why it is so important? Because if you're doing special machines, you select the part, you're in front of the machine, you're typing on that, I want to see that information from that part. So you're clicking on your viewer, and you open with one click the data sheet of this part. And that, what I say, is very important, easy, transparent for everybody. So coming to the last is 3D Swim. 3D Swim for me is excellent. Why it is so excellent? It's a to-do list. So you put points on what is this to do. You share information. You see what is done or what is not done. You see what was in the past. And so it's very important for me. So it's also very important that it's easily to do. So let's make a redo task for my colleagues at home. So cheese, everybody. Yay! Perfect. So it's easily to share it from each device, also very important in front of the customer. Of course, all information in the 3D experience platform. Good. Last, connect finance with 3D model. By the end of the day, the designer makes decisions about pricing or having the parts on stock. And so it is important to connect both systems. Of course, we are using Dassault. Of course, we are using CATIA. So it was totally clear that we are using SAP. So with SAP, we have both systems together. And now we have one world which match perfect, also for the international context. So now we are able to share all information from SAP, pricing, stock information, supplier purchase order, whatever. We are able to share it in the 3D model, and we are able to share also from the 3D model new parts to SAP. So this is very important, and here also you see how it works. The library you can select in the 3D experience, you can select the parts. There you find the information, how much is the pricing. There you see, is it on stock or not? And so it's easily for everybody. It's based, it's not rocket science, but at the end of the day, efficient. So this was my story about success with digital transformation. Thank you, everybody, for your attention.